Good afternoon, everybody. Hello. It's Tyron here with Selling Made Social, as you guessed, because you're here and it says up here. Oh, so hard. Selling Made Social. And over here, Forbes Coaches Council, people. That's me. So, anyway, 4 p.m. on what's today? Tuesday, Wednesday? Wednesday. And I wanted to come on. I'm just waiting to see if anyone's around before I start giving some pearls of wisdom. But it looks like no one's around at the moment. I know these are odd times, but it's when I'm awake, so it doesn't matter. So, guys, I wanted to talk about Dennis. There you are, the next president of the United States of America, Dennis Diaz. Mark my words. That's his mission. Truly, that's his mission, next president of the United States. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about was why buying leads on LinkedIn is like buying a supercar and never driving it. So imagine this, unless you're a collector and you've already got a whole heap of cars, going in and buying a supercar and then just like parking in your house in your backyard and never ever using it and never being seen in it and never experiencing the speed and the power and never having people like look at you and feel a little bit jealous and think, wow, that guy's successful. It's exactly the same as buying leads. Absolutely. And I see it all the time. And there's there's some lovely people that are outsource experts and offering these services of lead building. And, what they do is they get their VA in India or Pakistan or Philippines to go through LinkedIn, connect with people. Then they take down their, first name, last name, get their email address. Then they might run it through one of the various extensions to get the company and a phone number, whatever, and then present you with a list. And they say, okay, we'll give you like 300 people over the next 3 months. Usually it's about $600 a month, or at least 500, 400, somewhere around there. And they'll put you in a 3-month contract or lock you in for a 6-month contract because they've got to set it up and all this kind of rubbish. And yeah, if you execute on it and you work, it's like any list, right? If they've done it poorly, if it's a poor operation, they'll give you a bunch of people that aren't active and aren't really going to be answering any email, because what you're going to do now is you're either going to have to cold call them, or if it's a private email, depending on the country that you live in, you're going to then have to spam them, which in some parts of the world is illegal. All right. If you upload a mass amount of emails and send them out from a business to business, in some places that's illegal. Some places it's okay if you're sending a business email to a business address, but in some other countries it's illegal to do that. Okay. And the point is that all you're getting then is a bunch of names with no context, with no relationship. And boy, oh boy, you can do better yourself in under an hour a day rather than paying for some VA in some other country to go in and scrape data, because you will make, you lose all the value of LinkedIn. Because if you ever think about this, guys, Microsoft has bought LinkedIn. They've spent $26 billion on LinkedIn. And they've spent the money and they're integrating it into their ecosystem. Okay, there's over 1 billion users and growing of Microsoft products. And they're using that data and putting it into their sales products and their CRM products. They're putting it into Windows. If you didn't know, it's already integrated into Windows. It's integrated into their Outlook. It's integrated into Dynamics 365, which is their cloud-based CRM solution. So when you pull up someone's data, you're going to make a sales call, boom, it's got all the details from LinkedIn nicely arranged for you so you can get on the call and make a nice warm call. And that's in the first year, under a year of owning LinkedIn. So guys, do you think that LinkedIn is going to become more prevalent or less prevalent? Right? It's pretty obvious. So if you're in a B2B space, if you're selling a product or you're selling a service into other business owners or specialist people like lawyers, doctors, dentists, chiropractors, or whatever, LinkedIn should be a huge channel for you. But more than that, it allows you to establish yourself as a thought leader or an opinion leader. I don't want to say influencer because that's a bit tacky, but it can establish you as a go-to person in the crowd of people that you create and create your own audience. Now, when someone collects that data for you and eating my porridge, thanks, Kevin. I wouldn't mind some porridge now. Just break my thought. Food quotes are going to break my train of thought, Kevin, okay? Jeeps. Okay, where was I? So, when you're on LinkedIn and you're doing certain activities, you're having a chance to build your personal brand on LinkedIn. And as LinkedIn increases, 2 people are joining LinkedIn every second of the day. Now, it's not Facebook. We know that. We don't need to say, why is it different and all that kind of crap. But as a B2B platform, if you can get in there now and start to claim your real estate on LinkedIn, start to establish yourself. And if you've watched my masterclass before, you'll see some very, very well-known people on LinkedIn who have very, very crappy LinkedIn profiles. And you've got to remember that these people, even some of these gurus, they only have small followings in the scale of 500 million users on LinkedIn, right? So they have small followings. And if someone was comparing your profile with a celebrity or guru, and their profile's crappy and yours isn't, and you've got all that social proof and you've got all that credentials, they're going with you. They'll go with you over someone that you know is actually really, really good in the industry or a celebrity because they're not using it properly. Now, that's what happens when people are paying these lead firms $500 a month, $600 a month, $1,000 a month, locking in for 6 months and say, okay, give me 300 leads at the end of that. And they're like, yeah, great. You can connect to these people. You can make money and you're saying you're la, 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 la. And you've missed out on all the other benefits of you doing it, but doing it smartly as well. You don't have to spend hours and hours and hours a day doing it because I can tell you what, they certainly aren't. They're using automation tools and they're doing it automatically and they're pulling down names. I know how to do it. Hey, pay me $1,000, people. I'll get you 100 names by tomorrow. Pay me $1,000. Tell me the industry, what country. I'll get you 100 names like that instantly, easy peasy Japanesey. I'm in Japan. I can say that. So anyway, the point is when you're using LinkedIn and you're doing certain activities, you are building your social footprint. You are building your personal brand. And the value of that is so much more because, you're doing this activity. And as it builds and as your network builds and as you build, people start coming to you. Offers come to you. Other suggestions come to you. When you get a bunch of names, all you do is get a bunch of names. That's it. And there's nothing else. That email list aren't going to start coming to you. Suddenly out of the blue, people from this list are going to start seeing you as a thought leader. It's just a total waste, in my opinion. This is my opinion as well. I'm rarely wrong. I'm rarely wrong. But, okay, I'm wrong a lot. But not on this. I just find it's a cheap and lazy way out of doing things. And it's not the smart way, like, activities, you got to work smart and you got to do and leverage your time and blah. Building a relationship is one of the most important things that you can do as an entrepreneur. If you're going to spend money on anything or time on anything, it's building a relationship with another person. Why would you outsource that to someone in Pakistan, to someone in India, to someone in Philippines? It doesn't make sense to me at all for smart business people to do that. It just doesn't make any bloody sense. And not only that, you get these lists of 300, 400 people. You think that the click-through rates and the click and the percentages are going to be any different? Very, very rarely. Very, very rarely. And you need mass numbers. If you're thinking that you're going to make tons of money off it, you need the thousands and thousands and thousands of names. If you're going to make custom audiences or lookalike audiences in Facebook and run ads to that, you need thousands and thousands of them. And why not build that yourself on your own network? Why not have that a goal for yourself and build out your own network and just benefit and leverage those relationships? I mean, you have a chance to build real relationships, and like anything, you start to get referrals, and the momentum builds and builds and builds and builds. And every day I turn on my LinkedIn, I've got 10, 15, 20, depending on the day, people waiting to connect with me, and I can check, oh, he's good, and start a conversation instantly with them. And I don't have to pay a cent. I don't have to pay anyone a cent. So I've coached people that were already paying for leads. I've coached people that paid for leads in the past. And it is a very rare person that has consistent success with that, because what it means is you're beholden to the lead provider. You're beholden to them. So every time those leads run out, you've got to buy new ones and new ones and new ones. And you're just missing out on the opportunity. If you're going for massive growth, if you're a growth hacker, and you just want massive distribution and massive growth, and you're just playing the small percentages, then fine, go ahead, pay for that. But if you're doing business and you've got a high ticket item or a high ticket product, 3, 4, 5, 25K, 30K, 100K a pop, then build your relationships with these people. Get in there and make a plan, get strategic. You don't need, I operate in less than 4.3 hours a week on LinkedIn. It's a 6-figure generator for me. It's a 7-figure generator for my firm. We're not on it day in, day out, hours and hours and hours and hours. We're in there. We're doing it strategic. So you can get better. It can get, the more you use it, the more consistent, the more with intent, the more with actual strategies, you can have success. So for me, buying a lead off LinkedIn, if it's, this is the other point. If they have to access your account, either through remote access or through some kind of VPN, they are breaking the user agreements of LinkedIn. And if they say, oh, we have a special agreement with LinkedIn, they are lying. Ask for the agreement. Ask them to show you the agreement, then call LinkedIn and ask them to verify that that is the case, that they have a special agreement with LinkedIn, which allows them to access your LinkedIn account and do activities on your behalf. I challenge anyone to show me that. And if they tell you that, they are absolutely lying. There's no two ways about it. They're absolutely lying. Okay? I have in my firm, and I've hired and kept VAs in different countries, primarily in the Philippines, in Makati, for example, as well. When they access our account, the accounts will get shut down. You will get flagged and you will get shut down, and LinkedIn will call you and say, this is illegal what you're doing. Or not illegal, but you're breaking the user agreements. We have to buy accounts. We have to buy for each individual person. There's none of that's all. It's a lie. Any lead generating company tells you that it's okay and that they can access your account remotely and they've never had troubles before and you won't get shut down, you won't get suspended, blah, blah, blah. That's just a lie. Okay. I've never seen it to be true. And I'll pay $500 to any lead company that shows me that they have an agreement in LinkedIn that allows them to access anyone's account and run their account for them. Bring it on. It just doesn't happen. So guys, use your LinkedIn yourself. Don't let people have access to it. It will get you suspended, it will get you in trouble. Leverage those relationships. If you want to know where to put your time in building relationships. An hour a day of building relationships isn't much, but God, it can pay dividends, man. It can pay absolute dividends. So that's my thoughts on that. If you have any questions, ask away. I don't begrudge anyone that outsources it and gets leads. That's what they want. But as I said, you're missing out on the benefit, the huge benefits of LinkedIn by outsourcing your relationship building. And that's what you're doing. You're outsourcing your relationship building. You know, when you meet a girl, you don't send your buddy off to go and date her. You do it yourself. Yeah, and it's the same thing. So that's my thoughts. If it ruffles feathers, I don't care. It's just, it's the facts. Some people will make money with bought leads. I don't dispute that at all. What I'm saying is you just miss out on so much value on LinkedIn. All that soft stuff, all the soft skills, all the reputation building, brand building, visibility, authority building. You just lose it all. You just lose it all. So that's my thoughts, and I'm right. So there. All right, guys. That's it for me. That's my rant. It's been a bit of a ranty day, but you know, I'm doing it because it's a reality. It's a reality for people, and you know, the best results I've seen are when people build their own relationships, actually build real meaningful relationships. And if you hadn't noticed, you know, my Selling Made Social, that's what we're about, guys. We're about building relationships so you become a part of their social network, and they start to lean. People lean on their social networks for buying decisions. And if you are one of those that they're leaning on, you're getting the money. You're getting the deal. You're solving their problem, and they're paying you, and they're happy to pay you to solve their problem. So what better way of doing it than using LinkedIn for that? All right, that's it. I've got some work to do. Get out of here. See you guys. Bye.